Captain Luke Harper stood on the bridge of the Nova Drifter, eyes focused on the swirling clouds of Vadran 6. The crew around him worked in silence, the tension thick as fog. "Gravity stable," said Elena Stone, checking her console. "But the pressure is rising fast. Let's make it quick," Harper replied, his voice calm. "We get in, test the surface, and get out if needed." Matthew Brooks, their tech specialist, frowned. "You sure we want to land here, Captain? This planet is labeled Class 15. We weren't made to play it safe," Harper said, his tone firm. "We're here to find out if humanity can handle what others can't." The ship descended through the thick clouds, the heat sensors flashing. Red lightning cracked across the sky, hitting nearby peaks. Vadran 6 was chaos, with oceans of acid, winds that shifted gravity, and creatures that had survived extinction-level conditions. No one expected them to last a day as the Nova Drifter touched down. The ground groaned under the ship's weight. Strange blue moss melted beneath its landing pads. "Keep the engines hot," Harper ordered. "We may need a fast exit." Sam O'Neill, their biologist, led the team outside, wearing reinforced suits lined with adaptive mesh. The moment they stepped out, the wind hit them like a wall. "This place hates us," Elena said, watching as the soil under her boots sizzled. "Then we'll hate it back," Matthew replied. Adjusting his sensor pack, they moved quickly, collecting rock samples, scanning air toxins, and deploying sensor drones. Within 10 minutes, one drone exploded midair. "The air's full of charged particles," Matthew said. "They're messing with the circuits." Another drone vanished completely. "No trace, not even a signal. Something's watching us," Sam whispered, staring into the thick mist near the ridge. Harper raised his rifle, its blue scope scanning the mist. "Fall back to the ship," he ordered. "We regroup and set up base before night hits." They returned to the Nova Drifter and activated the external dome, but the power grid flickered. "Acid rain incoming," Elena warned, checking the sky feed. "Seal everything," Harper barked. Just as the first drops began hitting the outer hull, the rain hissed like boiling oil, eating into the metal slowly. Inside, the crew worked fast, laying out backup systems and sealing vents. "We'll need a stronger barrier," Matthew said. "This won't hold if it rains again tomorrow." Sam examined a sample of the rain and whistled. "This stuff's alive. It reacts like a living acid," Harper nodded. "Then we adapt." That night, they took turns on watch, the storm outside howling like a monster. In the darkness, something large moved near the ship, triggering the outer motion alarms. Elena checked the camera feed. "There's something out there." The screen flickered but showed a tall creature with a body like molten rock and glowing eyes. "Everyone up," Harper said. Pulling on his helmet, the crew rushed to defensive positions as the creature slammed into the outer dome. "Plasma turrets on," Matthew shouted. Light shot through the mist, hitting the beast. But it didn't fall back. "It's learning," Sam said, voice shaking. "It's watching how we fight." Harper grabbed a rail launcher and fired, hitting the beast in the leg with a roar. It finally backed off, melting into the storm. Inside, silence returned. But none of them felt safe. "This planet isn't just trying to kill us," Elena whispered. "It's studying us." Harper nodded slowly, looking out into the storm. "Then we'll teach it that humans don't quit." As the acid rain eased, dawn broke. Across the sky, strange light filtering through green clouds. The crew gathered around the table, bruised, tired, but alive. "We survived day 1, Sam said. "And we'll survive the rest," Harper replied, his voice steady. Outside, the wind screamed again, but inside, the fire in their hearts burned stronger than ever. The tunnel inside the ridge was unlike anything they had seen on Vadran 6. Its walls glowed with soft pulses of light, like the heartbeat of the planet itself. Every step echoed, but not just with sound. There was a strange hum that seemed to move through their bones. Captain Luke Harper walked in front, rifle ready, eyes sharp. Behind him were Elena Stone, Matthew Brooks, and Sam O'Neill. This isn't a cave, Elena whispered, looking around. This is a machine, an old one, Matthew added. But still working. Someone made this. Harper said, someone or something used to live here. As they moved deeper, they reached a wide chamber with a tall pillar in the center. Symbols flickered along its surface, shifting in color and shape. I think it's responding to us, Elena said, holding up her scanner. Or to our suits, Matthew added. Our tech might be close enough to trigger it. Sam reached out and touched the pillar. In an instant, a wave of light shot across the room. Screens lit up on the walls, showing images of space, ships, and planets. This is a memory archive, Elena said slowly. We're seeing what it saw. One image made them all go still. It was Vadran 6, but not the Vadran they knew. This version was green, full of water and forests, a living paradise. Then came fire, darkness, and storms. Something destroyed this world, Harper said. But not completely. Matthew zoomed in on one screen, showing a warship crashing into the planet's surface. They tried to stop whatever happened, he said, and failed, outside the structure. The wind had picked up again, and the cave mouth was being watched. Not by one creature, but several. The beasts moved in silence, their glowing eyes focused on the energy waves from the open door inside. The team was unaware of what gathered above them. We need to download everything we can, Harper said. This might help us understand the planet better. As Elena worked, the pillar suddenly dimmed. What happened? Sam asked. It shut down part of the system, Elena replied. It's protecting the rest. Maybe it thinks we're a threat. We need to earn its trust, Harper said, or trick it. Just then, Matthew's sensor beeped. Captain, he said urgently. We've got movement above lots of it. Harper looked at the screen. Seal the entrance now, he ordered. Sam activated the door control, and the hatch slid closed with a loud thud. Outside, the creatures gathered, sniffing and circling. They growled low, frustrated by the sudden barrier inside. The team prepared for a siege. We need to hold this place until they leave, Elena said, or until we find another way out. Harper replied. Sam checked the map projection. There's another tunnel here downward. Leads to a second chamber. Let's go, Harper said. They moved quickly, carrying their packs and tools. Watching every shadow, the lower chamber was colder, and the lights here were dimmer. But in the center stood another pillar, smaller, glowing with a deep blue light. This one's different, Elena said, scanning it. Not a memory, it's a control node. Matthew touched it carefully, and the walls began to shift. A new path opened, not deeper, but back toward the surface. It made us a way out, Sam said, surprised. Or it wants us to leave, Harper said. Either way, we take it. They followed the path, which led them to a hidden exit behind the cliffs. The air outside was clear, and the creatures were gone. But they had left marks, deep claw prints, and broken rocks. They wanted the structure, Elena said. They were drawn to the energy. Maybe they used to live there, Matthew guessed. Or maybe they hate what's left of it. Harper looked back at the hidden door, then at the sky. Whatever this place was, it's not finished with us yet. And in the distance, thunder rolled again. The tunnel inside the ridge was unlike anything they had seen on Vadran 6. Its walls glowed with soft pulses of light, like the heartbeat of the planet itself. Every step echoed. But not just with sound, there was a strange hum that seemed to move through their bones. Captain Luke Harper walked in front, rifle ready, eyes sharp. Behind him were Elena Stone, Matthew Brooks, and Sam O'Neill. This isn't a cave, Elena whispered, looking around. This is a machine, an old one, Matthew added. But still working. Someone made this, Harper said. Someone or something used to live here. As they moved deeper, they reached a wide chamber with a tall pillar in the center. Symbols flickered along its surface, shifting in color and shape. I think it's responding to us, Elena said, holding up her scanner. Or to our suits, Matthew added. Our tech might be close enough to trigger it. Sam reached out and touched the pillar. In an instant, a wave of light shot across the room. Screens lit up on the walls, showing images of space, ships, and planets. "This is a memory archive," Alina said slowly. "We're seeing what it saw." One image made them all go still. It was Vadran 6, but not the Vadran they knew. This version was green, full of water and forests, a living paradise. Then came fire, darkness, and storms. "Something destroyed this world," Harper said. "But not completely." Matthew zoomed in on one screen, showing a warship crashing into the planet's surface. "They tried to stop whatever happened," he said, "and failed, outside the structure." The wind had picked up again, and the cave mouth was being watched. Not by one creature, but several. The beasts moved in silence. Their glowing eyes focused on the energy waves from the open door. Inside, the team was unaware of what gathered. Above them, "We need to download everything we can," Harper said. "This might help us understand the planet better." As Elena worked, the pillar suddenly dimmed. "What happened?" Sam asked. "It shut down part of the system," Elena replied. "It's protecting the rest. Maybe it thinks we're a threat. We need to earn its trust," Harper said. "Or trick it." Just then, Matthew's sensor beeped. "Captain," he said urgently. "We've got movement above lots of it." Harper looked at the screen. "Seal the entrance now," he ordered. Sam activated the door control, and the hatch slid closed with a loud thud. Outside, the creatures gathered. Sniffing and circling, they growled low, frustrated by the sudden barrier inside. The team prepared for a siege. "We need to hold this place until they leave," Elena said. "Or until we find another way out," Harper replied. Sam checked the map projection. "There's another tunnel here downward, leads to a second chamber." "Let's go," Harper said. They moved quickly, carrying their packs and tools. Watching every shadow, the lower chamber was colder, and the lights here were dimmer. But in the center stood another pillar, smaller, glowing with a deep blue light. "This one's different," Elena said, scanning it. "Not a memory, it's a control node." Matthew touched it carefully, and the walls began to shift. A new path opened. Not deeper, but back toward the surface. "It made us a way out," Sam said, surprised. "Or it wants us to leave," Harper said. "Either way, we take it." They followed the path, which led them to a hidden exit behind the cliffs. The air outside was clear, and the creatures were gone, but they had left marks, deep claw prints, and broken rocks. "They wanted the structure," Elena said. "They were drawn to the energy. Maybe they used to live there," Matthew guessed. "Or maybe they hate what's left of it." Harper looked back at the hidden door, then at the sky. "Whatever this place was, it's not finished with us yet." And in the distance, thunder rolled again. The crew of the Nova Drifter returned to their cave, carrying samples and digital records from the ancient underground structure. They were tired but excited, because what they had discovered could change everything they knew about Vadran 6. The sky was darker than before, with red streaks among the green clouds, and the wind had a bitter taste. Captain Luke Harper sat with Elena Stone, Matthew Brooks, and Sam O'Neill around a table made from crates and rocks. Elena uploaded the data to their main terminal. The images flickered across the screen: ruins, ships, a green and peaceful Vadran. Then destruction and storms. Sam pointed to a symbol repeated in many of the pictures. "Maybe this was their warning or a sign of danger," he said. Matthew nodded. "Whatever destroyed this world was powerful enough to change everything. But the machines are still running after all these years. We need to share this with Command," Harper sighed. "Let's see if we can reach Earth." Matthew set up the long-range transmitter, boosting its signal using a piece of the blue crystal Sam had found. The signal pushed through the thick clouds, out past the storms and into space, back on Earth, deep in a bunker. The human command center received the message. The transmission was broken and full of static, but they could hear Harper's voice. "We are alive. We have found proof of an ancient civilization. The planet is dangerous, but we are adapting. Request support and further instructions." The generals looked at each other, surprised and nervous. They survived, one of them said. The message was sent back short, but full of hope. Hold position. Support incoming. Keep reporting. Harper smiled as the reply reached the cave. We're not alone out here, he said, and for a moment, the team felt a little stronger. The next day, they began to adapt their base using what they had learned from the ruins. Elena used fragments of the old machines to boost their shield and make it react faster to energy changes. Sam mixed samples from the blue crystal into their power cells, which made them last much longer. Matthew changed the sensors, letting them spot moving life forms before they got too close. They built traps and barriers using melted beast scales and sharp stones. Soon, their camp was stronger than ever. Even as the planet fought against them, at night, strange lights moved in the sky, and the wind carried distant sounds like songs or screams. One evening, as they were checking the perimeter, the sensors picked up a new signal. It was not from any beast or machine, it was from above. A ship appeared on the horizon, silver and blue, with markings the crew didn't recognize. Harper's voice was steady. Everyone inside, lock down the base, weapons ready. The ship hovered over their camp, shining a bright light down. A voice crackled over their comms in a strange accent. Human team, you are ordered to leave. This world, it belongs to the Galactic Council. Elena looked at Harper. What do we do? Harper switched on the external mic. This world belongs to no one. We are not leaving. There was a long silence. Then the alien ship fired a warning shot, burning a deep hole into the ground near their camp. That was a warning. Next time. We will not miss, the voice said. Matthew worked quickly, using his AI system to hack the alien frequency. Soon, he could hear their private conversation. These humans are stubborn. Should we destroy them? One voice said, no, wait. They survived here longer than any other race. Maybe we should watch them, said another. Harper heard it all and smiled. Let's show them what humans can do. The next day, the crew pretended to be afraid, moving equipment and making noise, but in secret. They set traps and powered up their shields at dawn. The alien ship sent a small scout team to force them out. The scouts landed near the cave, wearing heavy armor and carrying plasma weapons. Sam watched them from a hidden post, sending signals to Matthew. As the scouts moved forward, the ground shook, and one stepped into a trap. An explosion of blue light knocked him down. The others fired wildly, but the humans used the terrain, ducking behind rocks and using the shield to block attacks. Elena disabled their comms with a pulse from her modified transmitter. Harper and Matthew worked together, moving around the aliens and cutting off their retreat. The fight was short, and soon the alien team was trapped inside a shield ring. Unable to escape, the alien ship above watched the battle, shocked. Humans should not be able to win here, one alien said. But the crew of the Nova Drifter stood tall, side by side. Harper sent a message to the alien ship. Your scouts are alive, but next time, think before you attack. This world tests everyone, but we are not afraid. After the fight, the alien ship rose higher, still watching but not daring to attack again. The crew repaired the damage, shared a simple meal, and listened to the wind. Outside, they knew more challenges would come, but they also knew they were not alone anymore. News of their stand spread quickly, carried by signals and rumors across the stars. Other ships started to watch from orbit, interested and maybe even afraid. On Vedran 6, the humans stood their ground, proving once again that they would never give up, no matter how deadly the world. Humans always found a way to survive, and the planet, still watching, seemed to respect their courage, at least for now. The next days on Vedran 6 brought new dangers and new discoveries. The crew of the Nova Drifter repaired their camp and doubled their defenses. They built a second dome using the armor of defeated beasts, and lined it with the blue crystal that seemed to eat radiation. Matthew connected both domes with a tunnel made from ship panels, so they could move safely even in the worst storms. Each night, the wind screamed and strange lights floated through the sky. Sometimes the ground itself shook, making dust fall from the cave ceiling. The planet wanted to remind them that it was still the master here, but the humans did not give up. They learned to collect the acid rain and turn it into clean water using a filter made from crystal dust and local moss. Sam grew a tiny garden in a hidden corner, using soil from deeper caves and seeds meant for Mars. Green shoots pushed through the dirt, a small miracle. The crew ate better and felt stronger each morning. Harper made sure every person got some rest, even when he himself stayed awake to watch the perimeter. One evening, the sensors beeped. "With a new warning, Captain. Look at this," Elena said, pointing to the main screen. A power surge was rising from under the ground, right below their camp. "Something big is coming up," Matthew guessed, his fingers moving fast over the controls. The ground rumbled, then split, and a huge spire of crystal burst through the surface. Blue light pulsed from inside, sending electric waves across their camp. All the machines flickered, then went dead. The emergency lights came on, glowing weakly. Sam stared at the spire. "It's like a signal, calling out to something or someone." They heard a distant roar, then saw shapes moving on the horizon. Beasts, larger than ever before, running toward the camp. Harper ordered everyone inside the inner dome. "Seal all entrances, get ready." The beasts crashed into the outer dome, their bodies covered in spikes and armored scales. Each hit made the walls tremble, but the shield held. "The crystal is powering the barrier, but it won't last forever," Matthew warned. Elena searched for a way to boost the shield. "If we connect the blue spire to the dome, maybe we can double the power." They worked together, dragging cables and setting up a field relay. Sam ran through the tunnel with a pack of connectors, dodging as a beast slammed its claw into the ceiling above him. He plugged the last cable into the spire, and the camp was filled with a sudden flash of blue light. The beasts shrieked and pulled back. Stunned by the energy wave, one beast fell, twitching as the others ran away. Outside, the crystal spire dimmed, but the camp shield was stronger than before. For the first time, the crew felt safe. They patched their machines and shared a quiet meal, listening to the fading thunder. Later, as the crew cleaned up the damage, Matthew noticed the spire was sending signals in a pattern. "It's a code," he told Elena. "Not random, it's trying to tell us something." They recorded the pulses and ran them through their computers. An image appeared, flickering and strange, a map of the planet, marked with glowing spots. "These are not just power sources," Elena realized. "They're keys, maybe to control the old machines underground." Harper studied the map. "If we can find the others, maybe we can fix the planet, or even talk to whoever built all this." The idea was wild, but on Vadran 6, anything seemed possible. The next morning, as they prepared to follow the map, the outside sensors buzzed with a new alert. A ship was landing nearby, larger than any they had seen before. Its hull was black and marked with silver, and it hovered over the ground like a hungry bird. Harper called the team together. "Everyone, ready positions. But stay calm. Let's see what they want." The ship sent down a message. Not in words, but in pictures, warnings of danger. Images of planets burning and worlds falling apart. Elena translated the message. "They say the crystals are dangerous, and using them will wake something we can't control." But Harper was not afraid. "Tell them we are not leaving. This is our test, and we will finish what we started." The alien ship hovered for a while, then dropped a pod near the camp. Inside was a strange device, shaped like a ring and humming softly. Matthew studied it and realized it could talk to the crystals and control their energy. With the device, they could connect to the planet in new ways. As the alien ship rose and vanished, the crew felt both nervous and excited. Now they had a tool that could change the fate of Vadran 6, or maybe even the fate of all humans here. Harper looked at the map again. "Let's get to work," he said, and the team nodded, ready for whatever came next. Outside, the blue spire pulsed, as if the planet itself was watching and waiting for their next move. The next few days on Vadran 6 were filled with work and worry. The crew of the Nova Drifter had the alien device now, and they were determined to learn how to use it. Every morning, they studied the patterns of the blue crystal spire. Watching as it glowed and sent out waves of energy, Elena and Matthew worked together, connecting the device to their computers and the camp's power grid. The ring hummed softly, changing color as it sensed with the crystal. Sometimes, the device sent strange signals back, making the ground shake or causing small bursts of blue light in the air. "It's like the planet is listening," Elena whispered, typing fast on her tablet. "Or talking to us," Matthew replied. "But we don't know the language yet." Sam spent his time exploring the map the spire had shown them. He marked the locations of other glowing spots across the planet. Each spot was far and difficult to reach, with mountains, canyons, and acid lakes in between. But Sam's hope grew. "Maybe these are more crystal cores, or old machines that control the world," he said. Harper agreed. "We'll visit each one, but first, we need a way to move across the land safely." With the help of the crew, Harper began building a new machine. They called it the Stormwalker. It was part ship, part ground vehicle. With 6 thick legs made from ship panels and beast armor, the Stormwalker could walk over sharp rocks, across rivers of acid, and through the worst storms on Vadran 6. Inside, the cabin was small but strong. With a cockpit for Harper and a workstation for Matthew, Elena filled the walls with tools and extra power cells. Sam packed food, water, and emergency kits when it was ready. The crew stood in front of the Stormwalker, proud of what they had built together. "If we can't tame the world, we'll walk on top of it," Harper said, and everyone smiled. The first journey took them north, to the edge of a giant canyon. The wind howled, but the Stormwalker held steady, its legs digging into the ground. Along the way, they saw strange creatures, some hiding, some watching, some moving in packs far away. One time, a group of flying beasts whooped low, trying to scare the Stormwalker. Matthew activated the blue shield, and the creatures bounced off with angry shrieks. "Nothing's getting through." "Today," Elena said, checking the readings, "the journey was hard." But the team trusted each other and their new machine. When night came, they parked on a high ridge, turning on the shield and watching the green and red sky. It was a scary place, but also beautiful. After 2 days, they reached the first glowing spot on the map. It was a crater filled with twisted metal and blue stone. In the center, another crystal core pulsed, buried deep. The alien device in Matthew's pack began to glow. Almost guiding them forward, they set up the field relay, connecting the device to the core. As the machine powered up, the ground trembled, and the sky flashed bright blue. Images filled their screens, visions of the ancient builders, tall and thin, working together, building machines to protect their world. Then, something went wrong. Storms and fire swept over the land, and the builders vanished. The message was clear. The world can heal, but only if someone strong enough takes the risk. Harper looked at his crew. "Are we ready for that?" Elena nodded. "We've come this far. We can't stop now," Matthew and Sam agreed, their faces serious but full of hope. They activated the device fully, sending energy from the new core back to the camp and the first spire. Immediately, the camp's shield grew stronger. The garden glowed with healthy green light. But in orbit, something else was happening. Dozens of alien ships watched from above. Nervous and unsure, messages flew between them. "The humans are doing the impossible. They're turning the death world into a home." Some wanted to destroy the humans, fearing what they could become. Others wanted to learn, or maybe make peace. The Stormwalker returned to camp, stronger than before. Now the crew knew they could reach the next spot, and then the next, with each step. Vedran 6 changed, growing less deadly and more alive. But deep under the ground, the ancient machines woke up, sensing new life above. As the sun set, Harper and his team stood by the blue spire. The world around them was still wild, still dangerous, but not impossible. Harper smiled. "If this planet wants a fight, It picked the right humans, and as the sky glowed with another strange storm, the crew of the Nova Drifter stood ready, knowing their adventure was only just beginning. Each new day on Vadran 6 brought a new challenge. The camp around the Nova Drifter was bigger now, and the Stormwalker stood at the center like a steel giant. Gardens of green plants grew in corners, shielded by blue crystal domes. More machines from the ancient builders were coming online, and the deadly storms grew weaker. Still, Captain Luke Harper and his crew never relaxed. They knew the planet could turn dangerous again at any moment. They also knew they were being watched. Above the clouds, alien ships circled, some from the Galactic Council, some from other empires. Some only watched and waited, but others sent messages, threats, or even warnings. One morning, a new ship appeared in orbit. It was huge, covered in silver plates, with weapons that could destroy the camp in a single blast. Elena caught the signal first. "Captain, they're calling us." Harper listened as a deep voice came through the speaker. "Humans, you have changed the death world. You are not allowed to control it. Turn off your machines or we will attack." Matthew shook his head. "They're afraid of what we can do." Harper replied calmly. "This world was dead when we arrived. We gave it life. If you want to stop us, come down and try." The threat became real as the alien ship fired a warning shot. A beam of energy blasted the mountainside, sending rocks and dust flying. But the human shield held. The crew rushed to their posts, checking defenses, ready for anything. Elena boosted the shield power with the alien device. Sam released drones to circle the camp and watch for any movement. Matthew hacked into the alien ship system, sending back a message. He showed them images of human history, disasters, wars, and how people always survived and rebuilt. "You can destroy us, but you cannot erase us," the message said. The aliens paused, confused and maybe even a little afraid. As tension grew, another signal arrived. This one was from the Gorlok, the first alien race to send a diplomat instead of soldiers. Their message was simple: "Let us talk, not fight." Harper agreed. "Meet us on the surface, no weapons." A small Gorlek shuttle landed near the camp. The Gorlek diplomat was tall, with blue skin and gentle eyes. He bowed to the humans. "We watched you survive, adapt, and now heal this world. Teach us how." Harper invited him into the camp, offering food and shelter. Elena showed him the blue crystals, the shield, and the gardens. Sam explained how they learned to use the old machines. The Gorlek listened, asked questions, and nodded. "Our people fear what they do not understand," he said softly. "But I see now, you do not destroy, you grow." Other alien ships watched the meeting. Some sent angry messages, demanding that the council attack. Others started to wonder if humans were enemies or examples. As the Gorlek left, he promised to speak to the council on the humans' behalf. Harper and his crew felt a small hope. Maybe there would be peace, but trouble was not far away. That night, the ancient machines under the ground woke up. Alarms rang through the camp as the earth trembled. Giant doors opened in the hills, and huge robots rose, their eyes glowing with old power. The robots moved toward the camp, scanning everything with red lights. Elena checked her scanner. "They're searching for a command code. Maybe they think we're intruders." Harper knew this was the final test. If they failed, the machines could wipe out everything they had built. He took the alien device, now glowing brighter than ever, with the crew at his side. He walked toward the nearest robot, holding the device high. The robot stopped, its arms lowering. A voice echoed from its chest, slow and deep. "Identify." Harper remembered the symbols from the ancient structure. He spoke the word that had appeared in every warning. "Hope." The robot paused, then stepped aside. The other machines did the same, their red eyes fading to blue. Elena gasped. "They recognize us as builders now." The camp was safe again, and the ancient machines powered down. As dawn broke, blue light shined over the land. The planet seemed calm, as if it too wanted peace. Messages poured in from across the galaxy. Some aliens still threatened, but many sent questions and offers for trade. The crew gathered together. Tired but smiling, Harper looked at his friends. We made it, not just because we fought hard, but because we changed, adapted, and showed what humans can do. Now the Death World was no longer a place of only danger. It was proof that even the harshest worlds could become home. And for the first time, the universe began to see humans not as invaders, but as survivors and builders. The adventure was not over, but hope had found a place to grow. The sky above Vadran 6 glowed with promise, and the humans stood ready for whatever tomorrow would bring. Vadran 6 was not the same world it had been when the humans first landed. Where there was once only acid rain, storms, and fear, there were now gardens, strong domes, and growing life. The ancient machines that had slept for centuries now stood guard, blue lights blinking in the dark. They watched over the human camp and the strange fields that reached for the green sky. Captain Luke Harper and his crew stood at the heart of it all, proud and amazed at what they had built. The storms had grown weaker, the wild beasts kept their distance, and the ground no longer shook with anger every night. For the first time, it felt like home. News about the human victory on Vadran 6 spread fast. Ships from other planets started to arrive, some full of scientists, others with soldiers who just wanted to see if the stories were true. The Gorlak diplomat returned, this time bringing a council of leaders from across the galaxy. They walked through the camp, touching the blue crystals, tasting the food from Sam's garden. They asked questions about the old machines, about the battles, about the hope that made humans risk their lives on a world like this. Harper answered each question with patience, showing how they learned from their mistakes, how they used the planet's danger to build something better. Elena explained how the shield worked. Matthew showed them the code that connected the camp to the ancient towers. Sam gave seeds to the visitors, telling them how even Deathworld soil could be made to grow life. One evening, the council asked Harper to speak before them. He stood on a small platform with alien faces all around. "We did not come here to conquer," he said, his voice steady. "We came to prove that nothing is impossible if you do not give up." The crowd was silent, then began to clap and cheer. Some leaders wanted to trade, others wanted to learn how to make their own world safer. But not everyone was pleased. A few powerful empires saw the humans as a threat. They whispered dark rooms, making plans to stop the spread of human ideas. But on Vadran 6, hope was stronger than fear. Days turned to weeks, and the camp became a real settlement. New humans arrived from Earth, bringing supplies and fresh faces. Children played in the gardens, their laughter echoing across the fields. Aliens and humans shared meals, working side by side to repair old machines and explore the wild valleys. Elena led a group into a new tunnel, discovering ancient books and metal carvings showing the story of the first builders. They learned that even the ancient ones had once come from a faraway world and had to fight for survival just like humans did. The old machines began to help with the work, cleaning the air and making the ground safe. Matthew used his skills to teach the machines new commands. Sam wrote down everything in a thick journal, hoping one day others could learn from their journey. One night, as the crew gathered for dinner, the sky above the camp changed. Hundreds of small lights fell like rain, each one a message from space. Some were warnings, some were requests for help, and some just said thank you. The crew smiled and read each one, knowing their story had traveled far. Harper stood and looked at his team. "This is just the beginning," he said. The others nodded, feeling the truth of his words. The world was still dangerous, but it was also full of promise. For the first time, the people of Vadran 6 felt at peace. Yet, in the shadows beyond the camp, a few eyes still watched. Some alien captains sent spies to study the humans, searching for a weakness. A group of ships gathered at the edge of the system, waiting for a reason to attack. But the humans were not afraid. They had turned a death world into a home, made friends out of enemies, and showed the galaxy a new path. They were ready for whatever came next. The old saying spread quickly. Now death worlds are no longer barriers. Now they are bases, and people everywhere wondered what new world humans would change next. At sunrise, Harper and his team stood at the edge of the camp, watching the green sun climb above the fields. They knew that Vedran 6 would always test them. But that was not a curse, it was a gift. As long as they faced each challenge together, there was nothing they could not do. The story of Vedran 6 would live on, not as a tale of fear, but as a lesson in courage the death world had not killed them. Instead, it had helped them become something stronger. And now, as new ships landed and old friends returned, the humans smiled, ready for the next adventure. On Vedran 6, hope was the strongest force of all, and the galaxy would never be the same.